us being all spied on. The rest of the world is not like that, though. And if Edward Snowden dies, that might be something where Americans might actually be like, hey, we should do something about this.
I'm glad he knows that.
I hope that he knows that. I just still feel like people are still probably trying to kill this dude. I'm not saying people aren't trying to do that. You know, there's always those.
Edward Snowden.
There's always those super just crazy nut jobs that are like,
go ahead and visit your channel.
Edward Snowden is a criminal list and he should be killed.
I think we might be going live soon, so
we're gonna be going live and
don't discuss anything you don't want said to the whole world.
Edward Snowden's pretty public knowledge.
Yeah.
So I was eating my burrito last night.
I mean, anyways, it's a really messed up story, but I got a raise, so.
Yeah, that's really what I want.
He got a raise?
Dude, we should totally do this next person that comes in.
Huh?
What?
There's a joke about like how to end conversations when somebody else walks in the room, and the guy's like, he's like, yeah, so if you and your friend are talking and somebody walks in and interrupts you guys, just right before they start talking, be like, yeah, dude, we should totally do this the next person we see, and then just stare at them awkwardly. So they're sitting there like, what are you gonna do? No, the other response was,
oh my god, Bob got so heated at TvB.
I heard he got a little heated with the ref situation for keeping the guys inside the room.
Before that, like I had the counter cameras in my backpack, and we were going through our stuff, like all the boxes that we shipped. I was like, Bob, did you put the contours in your box? Because they're out of my box. And I pretended like I didn't have the contour cameras. Bob was like, Tim, they're in your desk, man. They're in your desk. How was I supposed to know to put them in the box? I was like, I thought I told you and Mark to put them in the boxes because I was doing the live show on Tuesday. He's like, that's a serious oversight, Tim. That's a serious oversight. I was like, yeah, well, it won't be that bad. We have Ross. So mad.
Bob was like storming around, unable to do anything for 5 minutes. He like walked outside, walked
Bob
back.
Is so emotional these days, man.
Walked back into the room, and he was like trying to like get his crap in order, but he couldn't get it in order because he was really pissed. He walks back outside, comes complains over to me. I was like, I don't know.
Just the pranks, man. Pranks.
And then I told him that I had the cameras. He's like, you asshole.
See if we can research in the comments.
Jet pulled a fast one on him. Well, Jet tried to pull a fast one on him. Bob had left his wallet just sitting on a table.
Yeah, see,
as Bob just wanted to do.
Yeah.
Jet found it, nice guy Jet, and stuffs it in his pants, make sure nobody else takes it, right?
Yeah.
And then Jet comes over, he's like, dude, I totally have Bob's wallet right now. Pretend like you don't know anything. So Bob's like looking around for his wallet frantically. This was after the game, so we already crushed him. We're tired.
He's already just the morale is just out the window.
And so now he's just looking around for his wallet frantically. I'm like, oh man, hey Jet, I think we should tell Bob his wallet, man. Because I think you should tell Bob. You have it.
I had nothing to do with that.
I had nothing to do with this, but just give it to him because he's looking for it. And Bob was appreciative of that. So you can't pull too many jokes on Bob in a short period of time.
This is very true, yeah. We are aware that the stream is live, and here is a representation of how much we care.
Like do the
This is how much we care. Just go ahead and write this script out. Hold on, let me Facebook this. You want a Facebook? Some chairs? We have a stool. Ross, what are you doing?
You're what? Oh, you can't say that. Ooh.
to do like the, I'm talking about like the serious face.
My name is Ross Collins. I'm here today to talk to you about a very serious offense. Women trafficking is not cool. Real men don't buy it.
The more you know. Are you really wasting stickies on this nonsense?
It's not a waste. We're trying to convey a message.
I'm trying to.
It's about the people, man.
Tells me how far behind this is. It's like really far behind.
Never really realized how concealable a Glock is. It's like a regular sized Glock. I mean,
Is that a Glock in your pants? You happy to see me?
why can't it be both?
Have you guys ever seen This Is Spinal Tap?
Yeah.
This Is Spinal Tap?
Turn it to a little.
He walks through the airport.
I haven't seen it.
He walks through the airport and like all the guys are like doing the thing, and he walks through the airport and like excuse me, sir, do you have something in here? And he's like trying to play it off as like, oh yeah, you know, like I got something in there, of course. And like they finally have to like pat him down. He's got a cucumber wrapped in aluminum,
just so it looks like.
And he's like, oh,
cucumber wrapped in aluminum.
I don't know what that's doing there. And like,
that sounds like a very
looking at bad movies. Tim?
I don't know, just a creative like image to put on this book.
I think Steven Seagal is a good choice.
No, dude, you gotta go. What's that show where he's a broiler room cook who's an ex-Navy SEAL and then helps take over the? Is it Down Under or Under Siege or?
Oh, that's the.
A retired naval cook serves on the vessel that's taken over by an elite group of military comrades, alongside Playboy's Playmate of the Year for 1984. Steven Seagal is the most ridiculous TV aired movie ever made.
Hashtag
Innovation.
hashtag.
It was innovative.
Chuck Norris. Hashtag Claude Van Damme.
Stallone.
Hashtag Stallone.
Hashtag
Oh, this is a good
Schwarzenegger.
image.
The Rock.
Dude, I downloaded the movie Painted Game last night, but I haven't seen it yet. So
Oh yeah.
it looks really fun.
How about Bruce Willis for a time in his career?
Bruce Willis still a pretty big show.
No, he's gotten better. Some of his early.
Dude, his last Die Hard movie was really good.
Was it really? I haven't
Not
seen
the
it.
last one. Sorry, the one prior to that.
Oh,
with Justin
Ford?
Long was
Just that was funny.
Justin Long is hilarious. I love that guy.
Oh my god, this is perfect. Look at that.
That is the coolest.
This is how you
ever.
record action.
Had a boy.
You know where that's from, right?
I have no idea.
Dude, that's the dude from friggin' That's Your Film that what's his name doesn't like. Derek. That's the one that's the film. That's
The what? The film? Back to Valor?
That guy, yes, thank you.
No, not that.
See, I told you, these 5Ds for everything in that
Yeah, but
movie.
look, that's a Leica lens, or that's like a Zeiss lens.
It's still a 5D, and nothing was in focus during the whole movie.
That's because the dude's running around with a ProTech helmet on. What do you expect to happen? He's got a battery
Look
pack.
at this. This is an automated rack focus. Somebody is racking focus with a joystick in the video village on set, and they were not doing their job.
Hey, man.
Well, when
It's
you're
hard to rack
moving-
focus when dudes are shooting at you and you're
and
running.
you're having to deal with lag, because you know,
It's not 100%.
yeah, you know that, and you're probably looking at the frame rate in 280 at max 340. So you're talking about laggy 340, and then you're trying to follow focus as it's on his head.
Dude, I
as
sit down
he's shooting.
I sit down behind the camera and I look through the viewfinder and I
And
still
still-
get the follow focus, not 100%.
You know the guy's going, wait, oh, back to the gun, oh, no, no.
Yeah, dude, that's probably much all they had to do. You really need to post a picture of what's his name. And you should really try not to misspell Nao.
Well, that's how kids on the internet do it.
Yeah, well, we're not kids on the internet.
You're right.
We raise ourselves so that others will become better. You're not
Exactly.
steep in the mud, lest we dirty ourselves.
Wow, it's just coming right in.
powerful.
Freaking Julius Caesar went out.
They will. Will.
Is that really Caesar?
No. It sounded really good, though,
What?
didn't it?
Most of what comes out of my mouth is
Garbage.
no. It's usually mostly.
At least you said it nice in a French way. Garbage rock.
It's actually not garbage. It's
Garbage.
really creative.
He shops at Target. Hangs out at the BK.
Have you seen the SNL Target?
Target?
Like the welcome to Target.
Gosh.
I think Jet's having a really tough time.
Eat this. Hello.
We are going to talk about it.
This is a public service message that I don't want to listen
You know
to.
what I'm talking
Who?
Where are the guns that we're going to be talking about?
about? That's what I'm talking
It's in Ross's hand.
This
Over there.
Dude, did you see the PvP game that Max Black played recently? That was on
The one or
Live.
the Probes Go?
Go Probes Go.
I didn't watch it yet. I was going to watch it when it came
That's
out.
StarCraft?
That one is good.
Is it? Dude, you see his 8-minute build against Terran? It's like a 98%.
Oh, dude,
win
I'm
rate.
totally doing that
Is
against
it not
Bob
like
next
the
time.
easy? It's such
Don't
an
tell him
easy
that.
build.
Don't tell him
I know.
that.
I haven't showed Bob yet. I showed Gene, and I was like, Gene was like, "How do you beat that?" And I was like, "I don't know, dude. It's so broken."
BFC Stoner LMC.
What is that?
That's the right.
It's a gun.
Okay, bring it here.
Let's wait for the PLE process.
Alright. That's cool.
Can you process
Well,
that
what's
via?
special?
Dude, I'm totally doing that build. I watched that video twice just to try to
Did you see the one
memorize
after
the build.
created versus another Protoss? Same build? So it was kind of similar, but
Yeah.
conceptually a little differently. Watch
Oh,
this
yeah,
game.
yeah, yeah. He goes Oracle and tries to harass.
Yeah, but then the DT
Yeah.
comes and uses the Oracles just to smoke the DT. It's
Yeah.
just like, that's a clean play right there. Clean play. But how fast he gets his Oracles up,
I know.
and the
5
harass,
minutes.
the harass that those damn things can do is unreal.
Yeah.
Oracles are the units that replaced Oracles, but they now have the ability to actually do damage, and they have like a charged beam that's based on the energy they have. So they start with not very much energy, and they slowly build up the energy as they go. And they just smoke Marines like no problem. Just like think of like the best way to describe it would be that machine that comes out in the movie War of the Worlds, like that big.
Yes.
The Stalkers? Not Stalkers.
I know
They have those in the game, but
I got
the
you.
effect that it does for the Marines is the same thing.
It's just the seeing eye.
Just smokes them. So
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Don't show Bob that. I want to do
will-
it first.
I will not show Bob that.
Actually, I need to do it 2 times in a row because he beat me the first time. So I need to beat him 2 out of 3, and then we're good to go.
Well, all that
Wish
build you should
this
be good to go.
Update properly.
Guys, I feel like StarCraft was the one game that if you had told me as a teenager, I would have been all into it. Instead, I chose the Age of Empires, which died out in my late teens.
Age of Empires 2 that game.
Yeah, but
It
it's
didn't
still.
really major stuff for it though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it kind of just Age of Empires 2 and 3 was the best. It was its pinnacle.
I agree with you. Age of Empires 2 is probably the best game
Yeah.
that they made in that series, in my opinion.
Like what was the other one? Josh, you want to see?
Civilizations. Sid Meier's? Oh,
Yeah, grab a seat.
I'm good for it.
That should be fun.
I sit all day, guys. Come on.
Age of Empires
Yeah, this is
3.
the guy that wants the standing desk.
I do want to say this because then I wouldn't have to sit all day. Age of Empires.
The 3 one, and that was kind of cool. Did you?
They tried to introduce too much new stuff to it though.
Very
I feel
true.
like.
They didn't.
And they just the simplicity of 2 was the best part about it. Just how much fun it was.
The thing was though, I don't feel like you had a lot of customization. Like you chose like the Persians and you got elephants. But then as soon as you came up with like against the knights,
It's like
you just
okay.
and then they kill each other because they're both super awesome.
I will say this: I've been playing a lot of Civilizations. I don't know if you played that one at all.
I never actually got into that game because I was too young. I didn't fully appreciate the vastness of the game.
That game was pretty epic, dude. That's really fun. I wish the comments were a little more like able to be seen, because they don't update all the time and YouTube's
Yeah,
slow
I
about
know.
that. It's kind of annoying.
I think they're still in beta.
For this,
I think so.
Data beta.
Something like that.
database.
Yo, what's up, beta?
Database. I wish this had a Gen 4 mag catch. So the patch for the mag release is like double the size.
Oh, cool.
So you can get into it. People are complaining that it was a little hard to get that mag out of this. Not for you though. Drop them all the time. Just
I would drop a
dropping
mag
things.
like it is hot.
Reload. I'm already reloading.
Oh well, I didn't actually know I was out of rounds. My mag fell out, so I just convenient. Just
Put a new one in and keep going.
Just keep going.
That's funny.
There's some fools at TvB that smash.
Get it out. I heard it was like Tim's team was a little one-sided, just slightly.
Bob?
No, he's processing the PO, I think.
Bob's side had a lot of very well-spirited, good fighting Airsoft players. But one of the things that they did not have was a bunch of ROF guns.
Well,
I didn't even have an ROF gun. My freaking gun went down. Mark.
what'd you end up having to use?
I had to use the Airsoft GI Miracle Belt gun.
The Talon in the gun bay over here?
Yeah, it's got the TRX rail on it.
Oh, no, I think it's something else. I think it's a Gemtech one.
There was this guy that was sitting in a corner like this. And it was like looking at him like a pretty heavy lane. And this was all he did for and I was trying to get some cool footage. And this is all I did for 10 minutes.
And it was a kill every time you
Every
put it down.
time. And then there was waves that would come because Bob thought he could have his guys just charge down the lanes. And it was exactly that. The other way. And there was there was 3 other guys across the street from him in another building who had the reverse angle and there you go. And they were doing
Just
this.
drop
They were just doing
heads. Laser beam stuff.
and
Are they really high rate of fire guns? You
Freaking
just-
laser beams on her foreheads.
it actually looked cool
That mag
because
doesn't actually sit in there properly.
No kidding, huh?
Yeah, so don't try to.
It actually looked really cool on film because they were all using tracers. And
Oh, really? A lot of tracer units, huh? That's cool.
more than I was actually expecting.
Careful with that.
I'll use my gun to pick up this magazine.
Guess I'll put your gun near my gun.
Okay. Where's our gun supposed to go?
I'm doing longbow.
You got this?
Hello?
We're here.
Hey.
I'm not in so set up the live show. Here, Josh, I'll scoot over. And we can talk about whatever. What do we usually talk about while we're over?
Well, usually we talk about films. We usually talk about ideas and stuff that we want to work on. Let's see. Is there anybody in the comments? Maybe we can talk about something.
That's a good point.
Please talk about the LM4. L4 is pretty cool. I have one. I really like it. I think it's a cool gun. That's a little interesting.
I feel like if you just bought one and you're regretting it, as you grow older and more experienced airsoft player,
You won't.
everything I've heard from people who have played airsoft longer than me is I never regretted getting an LM4.
I think it's pretty much like industry. Like if you wanna mess around with gas flowbacks, like an L4 is like your base of entry, so to speak. I mean, you can get a lot of other guns. That G&G gun that Bob did a review on not too long ago is pretty cool too. But so you want to scroll down, Ross? Josh, are you going to run a Polar Star? Yep, I will.
Poop.
Jordan Dean, poop. Very insightful. I like what you're doing there.
At Hazard Wolf Gaming, we do realize this is a live stream, but we thought we would just jump on early and give a little pre-show.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a little pre-game, but pre-show. It's like a pre-game, you know? It's like the pre-game TV show.
Oh, right. Yeah. The TV show before the TV show. Hello.
All right, so Mark,
What's in the box?
Are you guys live?
Yep.
what is in the box?
We're going YOLO today.
What's in the box?
A gun.
I know.
You only live stream once. Open the box, Mark. My life for eyes.
Guys, I feel like we should set up the live show like a cooking show. Be like, I'm gonna bring out my next guest who has a special surprise for all of you guys out there. So go ahead, come on in.
Today we're going to be taking a look at how to disassemble your Glock. In a fully spent rack. Drop your magazine, first of all.
The whole gun just exploded.
I know, right?
I'm gonna be like, okay, if we're doing like that, I'm gonna do like this. I guess.
So
Our special guest today is Mark, and he's got... Tell us what you have here, Mark. What is this that you brought up?
I really like the
Aries,
packaging on this.
Stoner.
Oh, wow. Stoners,
OMG.
okay.
Think of the
Wait, is this Aries or DFC?
Aries.
Okay. Comes with certificate.
Mark, please put this together before we put it on the line.
Of authenticity.
Right down, lecture.
Put it together.
Authenticity.
Eric! Guys, Mark is going to be back in about 20 minutes with a very special surprise for you.
These are numbered.
That's actually super dope. So stay tuned, because we're going to be right back.
After these small commercial breaks.
And this is where we cut to commercial.
Commercial one. Could you imagine?
We cut to commercial.
Airsoft Joe would like to thank our sponsors.
And all the moms at home that are watching our show go, kids, it's time to go to bed. It's time for my show.
This is true. And now is that time. Let's see if there's any new comments.
One of you guys want to...
I'm going to refresh the YouTubes, see if any of you guys are hanging out. I think I'm going to grow out my SOF beard again.
That's a solid idea.
Yeah. The lack of care is just
Oh, go back up. Go back up. There's new comments. The Aries...
Josh, take out your
Stoner.
shirt. Well, we try to keep the stream PG. And let's be honest here, me removing my shirt is not going to be a PG activity. So, what AEG would you recommend for a new player for under $200?
Do you guys like to rock out with your Glock out?
Before we jump into this conversation, I would like to say we made a video on this, but let's go ahead and if you haven't seen it, dive into the conversation. For under $200, Josh, you go first, and I'll think about what I'm going to say.
Under $200, there's only one clear distinction for me: TvB5 CQR. Because I can get a CQR for it's like $180 plus the tax is going to bring it to right around $200, and I'm going to be good to go out of the box. And CQR is a pretty good gun for pretty much any of the essential needs you would have as an airsoft or getting into it. If you want to spend a little more, maybe get one of the custom G4s that we have. If you want to spend a little more than that, full metal G4. But yeah, I definitely would say CQR. How about you, Ross?
I am probably going to have to go with the reliable G&G. There's a couple different models for under $200 with a polymer body. It's pretty lightweight, version 2 gearbox.
Out of the background.
You're always going to be pretty solid.
This is true. How about you, Tim? If you had to choose a gun for under $200 for a newer player, what would you recommend?
CQR is a good choice. Combat machine's not bad either. Elite Force actually puts a decent gun together. You know, it comes with a battery and charger and stuff like that. It's made by Ares.
Are you aware that we can't see you?
Yeah, I did that on purpose.
Okay.
I'm like the opposite of that guy from Home Improvement. And you can only see the top of his head. You can see everything but the top of my head. What's his name?
For all you younger viewers who may have not
Wilbert?
seen Home Improvement, he's referring to the neighbor.
You haven't seen Home Improvement?
Home Improvement hasn't. He went off the air a
It was
while
before,
ago.
it was before
man.
my generation even.
I don't. Rough.
I never
Same
watched Home
generation.
Improvement.
I
I
watched
know the
it on
guy's
TV.
name. Actually, I don't even know the guy's name.
Al Borland.
Albert?
Albert?
Is Al Borland, I think, is his associate on the show. And his
No,
next door neighbor
the
is
neighbor.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Mr. No, was it Mr. Wilson?
It's just Wilson.
Wilson.
It's just
Wilson.
Wilson. Yeah.
Guys, here's a question for you. What are your favorite bullpup guns?
Oh,
I don't like any bullpup guns.
that's because you're a silly man. The L85 in Battlefield 3 is awesome.
I was actually just about to
Okay.
say that.
Battlefield 2, I did use the L85 extensively,
Dude.
actually, as a medic.
That's what I use. I use the L85 in Battlefield 3 pretty much as my primary for any time I go med class.
Yeah.
So there's better guns, but it's just fun. How about you?
I was a medic and a sniper.
I know
Battlefield.
Charlie likes the, what is it, the FJ or the J2000?
The F2000?
Yeah, the F2000. But I like the British. I know everybody says it's not a real good firearm in real life, but
Yeah.
for airsofting, it's pretty smart.
Well, Airsoft, I think, is kind of one of those funny things where you can do bullpup configurations and just get so much more performance out of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's also to be said, the same thing about the L86, because when it came out, or L85, I apologize. When L85 came out, the Britain had to redo their targeting standards because the gun outperformed so
Everything.
well. But it is not necessarily the most ergonomic, so to speak, but
Performance. And
Performance-wise,
actually,
pretty cool.
at TvB4, there were a couple people that were rocking around with some AUG style guns and the APS UAR kind of style. And because your gearbox is in the back, they're pretty maneuverable, and they looked
very CQB friendly
Yeah.
for sure.
some-
Tim, at GamePod, do you feel like you would have wanted to run maybe something really super CQB friendly at GamePod, or are you kind of fine with your mid-lane
Dude,
style?
okay, this is what happened, man. Maybe we should wait till Jake gets here, but Mark's gun went down on me. The gun I brought, because it wasn't feeding, it wasn't keeping up with the mag, so the mag wasn't keeping up with the gun.
That doesn't mean that the gun goes down.
Yeah.
It just means you
I couldn't
shoot
use
a little
it.
less.
No, I couldn't use it. It was misfeeding.
It was Tim's.
And
But it
eventually
shoots
the
40
gearbox
rounds.
did lock up on me, actually.
Alright.
It's actually currently locked right now, as we speak,
Oh,
because I couldn't unlock
have you
it.
given it to Mark?
No, it's still in NorCal. We gotta get that back.
Oh, well, hey, you know, there's that.
So
So
there is that.
Oh well. Probably died.
But I switched over to the gun that has the Miracle Barrel installed. Now, because the thing shoots 400 FPS, I could not clear rooms with it.
that is correct.
But I was totally fine with it because without any wind inside that warehouse, I was able to shoot all the way on the other side
Yeah,
of the
that's
field.
actually something I wanted to ask you guys about, because how rarely do we get to play in an indoor place where
That's
wind
not
is
big.
never an issue? You know what I mean? That you
Yeah.
actually have room to shoot.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that would definitely add a very interesting dynamic to the game, because
your BBs go where you point your gun.
yeah, exactly. And I think that'd be really fun to play, like just
Mhm.
that kind of not having to deal with the weather. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been a couple of outdoor games I've been at where the wind was so crazy, like to counteract the crosswind, I turned my gun sideways so
The
that the
hop-up,
hop-up
yeah.
would like hop into the wind.
That's how Lion Claws was last year.
Oh, yeah, that's what's up.
Guys, I just want to address something that I saw in the comments.
Mhm.
Someone asked about mesh goggles.
Mhm.
I just want to say, for all you airsofters, that's probably not a good investment for starting out, because with mesh goggles, the BBs have a
It's
potential
starting
to
out.
shatter.
I would say in general, don't get mesh goggles.
Yes.
Or wear another set of
Wear
something
another
underneath
set
it.
underneath.
Yeah,
Yes.
because
You are going to hurt yourself in the long run.
Here's the thing: is
Poor
that even if
choice.
the mesh is strong enough to withstand a BB hit, the BB's not going to go through it. But like
Right.
Ross said, if somebody's using cheap BBs that will break on impact, or even good quality BBs at a high enough velocity will break. on
sometimes they
impact.
just hit a weird way or something, you know, like there's a lot of different things that
Boom.
can happen, and leaving anything open up, leaving anything
hit your
potential to
eyes.
hit your eye is never a good idea.
not
at all. So I would definitely say stay away from mesh goggles. Get some really good eye pro, maybe a lower mesh face mask, and go from there. So very true.
Here's my input on that before you guys move on.
Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
Lower mesh goggles are not bad. The reason I'm saying this, I know you guys can. Oh yeah, you can see me. Awesome. In a way, lower mesh goggles are not bad. I use them because I have glasses, and if I don't use them, I can't see. So
see, that's a totally reasonable thing, though. Like I try to wear glasses when I play occasionally, but yeah, I would totally rock it for that same situation because you do get the full ISO coverage at that point. But if you don't wear those kind of things, then it's not that good. So I should know why they haven't made contact lenses that work. Some kind of a.
I'd like
big,
to also.
You know what I want to see? I want to see
silicone.
an eye insert that you can be like, boop, when it'll be like a little force field.
Oh,
How cool would that be?
I know they're working on contacts that allow you to.
Like magnify?
It's basically like Google Glass contacts is what they're trying to do on now. So yeah, pretty much you just be like, put in your contacts for the day and you have your computer up and running.
Yeah.
Which basically means at that point, you will never have a legitimate conversation with anybody in your entire life.
Somebody
Because
goes-
I'm going to be running like 15 tabs while I'm talking to you.
Did I show you that video? Did I show you that video?
What video?
Somebody actually made a video on Vimeo about this, where it's this dude like he's talking and he goes on a date with a girl and he's like looking at her, but there's like tabs running and he's like checking his stocks and he's like checking his sports teams and she's like, and then I get back home and he's like, and she was like, so what did you think? And he's like, yeah,
Just blinking. That sounds really fun. Yeah, Google Glasses, man. Josh, when do you think the G4 Dash? I'm guessing there's more to that. That's an interesting way to spell my name. There's I guess it's close on the keyboard. Have you had any matches where there was that one guy who wouldn't call their hit, or do you guys ever have events where you've experienced that before? Dude,
Yeah, that's a part of it.
For sure.
all
yeah.
the time.
All the time. I mean, we went to SC Village, and somebody came up to me that was on my team and was like, hey, there's a guy over there who's got like this orange headband on. He's not calling us hits, bro. And I was like, all right, cool, I'll keep an eye out on it and try to let the refs know. I mean, the only thing you can do at that point is tell the refs or shoot them some more. So I'm a fan of shooting them more because people need to learn to have honor and respect. So that's why we play. What's your favorite motel gun, Tim?
Motel gun?
Yeah, your favorite motel gun? Or motel gun?
Motel.
Motel. I think it's motel gun. Yeah, what kind of motel guns do you like? I'm a fan of the hairdryer.
I like the
Hairdryer
Makita 6.
like the Makita 6. I usually just try to go for the Motel 8 hairdryer, man.
Timothy.
Just get
Present.
Present. Timothy.
Thank you.
What was the other one?
D Nice.
Jaqueline?
Is there a D Nice here? You mean
Jaqueline.
Dennis or Denise?
Denise? Oh my.
Correct me. I was just saying, I said your name like 4 times. Why
I don't know why I
first
didn't say you were here. Aaron.
Aaron.
Are you guys getting Battlefield 4? This guy is.
This fool is.
I'm not.
I'm going to be setting up a 3-monitor setup by the time that.
Are you serious?
That's my goal.
You're a
But
champion,
it's
sir.
It's doubtful, let's be honest. You should pick a random comment for a prize. Here's your prize. We're going to tell your name. Dan the Airsoft Man 97. Congratulations on winning your prize.
We
There you go.
We should get like a little bullhorn and be like, bah, bah, bah.
Just blow out the speakers. Everyone's home's like,
Ah! You won.
You've won. You want Walter? Walter White, Breaking Bad, great show.
WW.
Did you watch the new season? Or you
Dude, I saw a trailer and I just.
You haven't seen the episode yet?
No, I don't have
Ross.
a TV.
Ross, give me
You
an
have
SD
TV?
card and I'll download it for you and give it to you. Okay?
Really?
Just give me anything. Yeah.
bring it to work.
I get it the
I
day.
would kill not to
I don't have
TV.
any.
You would kill not to have TV.
Yeah.
Your life actually.
How is that? That is the most first world statement I have
your
ever heard
life
in my
gets
entire life.
way better without TV.
I hate TV,
Right?
dude. I never watch TV. The only time I watch something is if I actually physically go and download the show. Like
that's
I watched the
what I
Mythbusters episode for Breaking Bad.
I tried to get away with it, but my wife wanted to watch basketball, so we had to get NBA TV.
Dude, you're like first world problems in all of them.
Man,
Oh, my wife's so into sports. I
Everyone
have to,
who is
like-
out there who is married is thinking, how is that possible?
I don't watch TV. I watch movies. I like movies. But she fucking
How much?
hates
What
movies.
is the question? How much is that gun behind you?
Which one? This.
All of them together
This gun?
combined is about $4,000 or $5,000.
This gun, right?
No, it's not even that much.
Not even, dude. Maybe like
$120.
2 G's max.
2 G's. Yeah, it's probably more accurate.
LM4. We can figure it out. LM4.
380.
With that scope, add another $100 with the front end kit. Add another 150.
Something like that.
So that puts us at like 600. That's a regular classic Army Scar. So that's like
G&G
250.
Scar.
Oh, 260.
G&G Scar should be
Or
3
flat?
250.
That NC Star Red Dot side, I think, $60.
So we're already at 1,000. We only got 2 guns. That's a custom built gun. It's about
That's
$1,000.
yeah, that's like an $800 gun right there.
So it's 2 grand. JG M4, $160.
170. He had a barrel
Barely customized 416. You're looking at $600. And the G33.
Oh, then we got our guns down here. Yeah.
So 4 or 5 grand.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not that bad.
Yeah, it adds up pretty quick actually. When you start
Oh
adding
my
it up.
goodness! Where'd you get that L can?
It's just a part. It's not there.
Where'd you get it?
It's in this.
Nice. This whole L can next to it.
I have not seen the show Orange is the New Black. I don't like watching shows about prison because it's depressing as shit. So.
Wait,
Whoa,
do you want to pull that?
PG.
Do I
This
pull
shit
that
is,
back
shit
a
is
little?
PG.
No, I'm not gonna
Show
show
it.
Just like that. We'll leave it there and get it ready for the show. Where the heck is Jeff?
How does a 3 monitor even work? Basically, it's called iFinity. And what happens is...
Monitor here, and one above the middle one.
No,
So
I
you
actually...
can look behind you.
What I'm gonna have is I'm gonna have a 27-inch monitor in front of me, and then 2 27 inches on the side, and then one 15-inch bezel monitor that sits above my main monitor, so I can read websites and have my music streaming up there. And then iFinity means all of these screens will be my 180-degree field of vision for Battlefield. So my main gun will be on this one, but I can still see everything that's happening to my left and right. So
That's solid. It's pretty
yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. It's kind of almost an unfair advantage because I can see triple the amount of space that they can, so I can index so much more information about what's happening around me, which is kind of the point of playing video
Can you
games.
get like 4 or 5 and then see all the way around you without?
I don't think you can set it up that way 100%, but I mean, I'm sure somebody's probably done it. I wouldn't see why not.
I thought there was that real world. Oh man, I gotta find a link and tell it to you. Send it to you guys. There's that real world like virtual training thing where you're walking.
Oh yeah, it walks on the
directional.
Yeah.
There's screens all around.
It's called. Well, no, they have an even better one now. It's called the Oculus, which is like this. So you basically put these visors down, and it's things that sits about this far. And Oculus combined with, I think it's a Wii motion controller, can actually track your movements based on your whole body up and down.
Yeah.
So, but you control the gun the same way. So if you tuck behind a box and point your gun out, it's following your entire motion.
Yeah.
So, dude, it's gonna be that's like the next level because gamers are gonna be the most fit people ever. Could you imagine trying to stand in a freaking shooting position for however long you play Battlefield for? That's gonna be
like
intense,
Airsoft,
man. Yeah, it's just
Kind of like Airsoft.
it's like Airsoft, but I don't have to actually go deal with people.
Plus, if they get the ballistics in the game right, it'll be similar.
It'll be basically like playing Airsoft with graphics, real graphics, or good graphics, and then you actually get to use bullet drops. So.
299 views.
To Airsoft Digital, if you're looking for a tan loadout, what would you guys recommend
For just tan stuff?
for a tan loadout?
That's a pretty good tan loadout right there.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
That's a
I mean,
shovel-
that
shovel.
tactical Banshee
With a,
HSDI taco pouches over there on the left.
you have a HSGI Sure Grip padded belt. You can't really see it, but there's plenty of graphics in this. HSGI Sure. If I was gonna go a loadout for tan, I totally would grab like a Banshee with a nice Sure Grip padded belt. Good to go, man.
those Blue Force, if you're into Blue Force, those come in tan.
Yeah, you can. Why are we not carrying the LMAC? We should carry that.
No.
It's a plate carrier from them. They make not Banshee. Tag makes Banshie.
Tag?
No, it's from
Blue Force
Blue Force Gear. Blue Force Gear makes it's what the it's the vest
yeah,
that
it's that
Josh
plate carrier.
Josh
Yeah.
runs. Yeah. The
Hey,
other
we're not gonna. Are we gonna run out at a certain time? Like,
I don't know. We'll see.
It's not possible.
Uh,
Show stops when we say it stops. Uh-oh. Only 22 people here now. How'd that happen?
we had 26 people liked and they just left. So. My PC specs. I run. I have a Z77 motherboard
My live stream isn't working.
with two
Why isn't the
78
live stream working?
7870s, I think, HD ones.
what the heck?
There we go.
Dropped people.
Yeah, maybe some people left. I don't know.
So dropped a bunch of people.
They may not refresh or something.
Maybe YouTube's having some problems.
YouTube's always having
YouTube's
problems.
having some serious issues. Man. Get your shit together, YouTube.
Well, you know, they're only having like every minute. There's like
bajillion
4,000
gigs.
hours of footage being uploaded to the
Last
server.
year alone, every minute there was 72 hours of footage.
How do you handle that?
I had no idea.
I didn't even know you could build an infrastructure. I guess if you're making the bank, right? You got
Well,
that
what you would
Skrilla.
do is you would hook into your avatar braid, and then you would have the FireWire 2.0 hookup,
No, there's even better ones now.
That's true.
And
What's that one?
Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt.
The
yeah.
Thunderbolt.
You would have a
Thunderbolt can transfer to 100 gigs.
I think you told me that.
Yeah.
Game over.
It's done, dude.
So anyway, you would hook up your avatar, have a Thunderbolt, and then they have like a super nerd in the back, and he's got his braid in, and he's just like doing his thing.
How's he doing? this thing?
Plugged in the Matrix. Just his keyboard has the tallest keys known to
Dude,
man.
it doesn't, no. The thing is, the cool thing is, it's like the laser thing where you can like.
Oh, it's called the leap motion. I have one at my house.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. You actually just hold your hands like this and control things. I gotta bring that in so you guys can check that out. I have this controller at home. It's called the leap motion. If you guys aren't familiar with it, it's this new technology that's come out. It's basically like I don't even know how to describe the size of it. It's probably about probably like two of these base plates wide, so 2 of those, and it's just this little device that sits in front of you, and you hold your hands out over it, and you can control what your computer is doing. So like I can browse the web by just going like this, and then I can zoom on something with 2 fingers. I can pull my web page over and throw it to my other browser. It's like Iron Man, pretty much. It's not 100% intuitive yet, though. It still needs some little bugs worked on it, but it's pretty cool, though, nonetheless.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, it's the Kinect. I was wrong. It's not the Wii. It's the Kinect that you use to do that stuff.
I don't think it's a video gaming system, though. I think it's a proprietary thing. At least the one that I saw.
No, we're good.
No, we're good. It's a proprietary thing specifically trained.
Just put it over.
Yeah, you just want to
Just
put it against
put
this
over
wall
there.
or wherever.
Oh.
Guys, this is Robert, one of the awesome guys.
They actually
Refresh that window, simply.
I'm just saying, he's a cool guy, and he does a good job.
Indeed, he does.
S'il vous plaît. I'm not familiar with that. What was that?
If you please, in French.
If you please.
That's what it is, but it's just like please.
Oh, I see.
So, if you please. That's the direct translation. They're back. We've always been here. You guys are back.
Where'd you go?
There was like 180 people that just bounced.
Now we're at 203.
Now they're back. Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I don't know if we went somewhere, but where we went, I guarantee it was awesome.
What was that movie where they have the satellite and they like send Jodie Foster through time?
That would be called
Something Impact or
Deep
no,
Impact.
No, that wasn't it.
Contact.
Contact. There it is. Anyway,
How is that relevant?
It's not.
because
I have a
we were
great
talking
story
about.
that. You'll have to remind me because I can't say it on the air.
Wait, no, you're talking about where we went, and I was thinking, well, we went somewhere, and you were like, where we went somewhere when we didn't know, and I was like, just like Contact.
Oh, no, yeah, that is true. She did go on a journey through time and space.
Thank you.
Contact Rick. Well, Rick's not here. I guess we're gonna have to do the live show without him. It's kind of a bummer.
But
I feel like there are those out there that would like more Aryan representation in the Airsoft industry, so this is good for us.
Did you just... I think you may have used the word that you were...
Incorrectly?
Yeah. Because you said Aryan. And...
Master race?
Yes. That would
let's
be...
not
No,
talk like that on
would
the
be
show.
inappropriate.
Right.
That's not
Yeah.
even. In response to switching subjects, will you guys ever open up a store on the East Coast? I know the closest one is in Virginia. I heard, yes, it is in Richmond, and you should, if you are close enough, go check it out because it is the prettiest, most well laid out, most.
You're losing a lot of very large adjectives here.
I mean, it's a pretty cool store. That's all I'm trying to say. It's the most visually appealing Airsoft store.
Dude, some of those Airsoft stores in Taiwan have some legit displays, dude. Like,
Well, since I'm not in
really
Taiwan,
cool stuff.
though.
All right, yeah, for the United States, it's a pretty cool.
For the
store.
U.S.
I'm not gonna lie.
No. I told Kels, I was like, Kels, we can win a free trip to Taiwan with G&G, and you and me, we can go visit.
All the Airsoft you've ever wanted to see.
Kels was like, oh.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
That's
You
not-
can go crawdad fishing whenever you want.
and
You just go.
Taiwan?
You just cast a line and
Push out a pole and fish. See what happens.
Yeah. The comments aren't updating automatically, so we have no idea what you guys are saying.
Let me
unfortunately.
try this one more time.
Why is that? This is how we do it.
Is there ever a store opening in Europa?
It's very close to Europe. Smaller continent off to the right hand side.
Who knows? Actually, that'd be cool.
I think we're gonna start shipping there pretty soon.
Get out. That would be so cool.
Maybe just a leave or...
No, I mean no. That's cool. That'd
Yeah,
be awesome.
I think that's in the works. Who knows? This is our game at home. I don't play a game like that
Because of that.
Oh, this is much more comfortable than that wooden stool.
Just look at the stool, George.
Huh?
Bob the Axeman is on a boat in La Paz.
He's on a boat, mother. He's on a boat.
He probably is puking his guts out instead of singing. It's rough seas in La Paz.
Is it rough out there?
Every year he goes, they always say it's not going to be that bad this year, and then every year he goes, it's like 15-foot swells. And he's barfing periodically just into the ocean.
The whole boat is undulating and it's like bouncing.
They had to deploy the sea parachute.
Get
That's
out.
how bad it got one year. Yeah, I'm not even
No
kidding.
way.
you.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
Sea
know.
parachute.
Yeah, it's pretty cool the way it
Is that like
works.
a sea land?
I don't even know how you would progress from sea parachute
Or
to
the sea
line.
horse?
I'm just using the one C word in front of it.
In front of it, yeah.
Well,
Just like that scene in Ted, Jamie Lynn, Tammy Lynn, Sarah Lynn. Whatever.
yes, when he's naming the strippers. Or the
This
girls.
this is our marketing manager right here.
It was something else. Oh, look, I bet you that's Jed. Oh, I'm almost there.
Guys, why don't you stream on Twitch
Hello?
TV? It works a hell of a lot better. That is a true statement.
Hello?
But the problem with it
Yeah.
is we don't produce gaming content. We don't make video replays or streams, and that is what Twitch is for.
If you can get Twitch to say, "Hey, Airsoft GI, come stream with us," we'd say, "Okay." But
Cheesy my measy.
that was actually a suggestion that Josh was like, "Guys, we should do this," and we were like, "That's really cool." We looked into it, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, I actually talked to a couple of the people over there to see if we could possibly just do some kind of a streaming service with them, but they neglected, and so we can't. I'm sorry. So just going to have to stick to the 14-year-olds doing playthroughs on Twitch TV, and you guys will be good to go.
Do you guys use R-Hop in your guns?
I do.
Josh does.
It's pretty good. How about you, Russ?
I don't own a gun, but if I did, I don't know that I would use an R-Hop.
What would you use, Russ?
Everything I've heard, I would just try to do a Miracle Barrel.
It's a pretty good system.
And actually, I would get a Maple Leaf Bucky.
The nub. Just the nub, not the bucket.
Yeah.
Just the nub? Is that the newest?
Speaking of guns, Ross, why don't you tell us about this thing?
So since you're,
I'll
I'll hold it.
Am I the most qualified to talk about this?
You are. Tell me your feelings, but I just want your raw emotion here.
Let's see, raw emotion. I'm thinking of a shark tooth, and I'm thinking of a little bit of a panther when I see this gun.
Mm-hmm.
This is a Chris Vector with a rail and a, what is this?
Is it carbon fiber?
Carbon fiber
barrel
extension.
Is that a
Splat-
sweet barrel
It's
extension?
a splatter plot, right?
You know,
Yeah.
I have to really, I was not a big fan of the Chris when it came out, but I have to say this makes it look pretty intimidating.
Looks pretty gnarly, right?
It looks pretty awesome. I have shot the Chris. I would like to see what it shoots like with this setup and
It's
see.
probably gonna be about the same.
No, I'm saying like in terms of like, see if I'm any more accurate.
This is an airsoft gun. I mean,
It's-
in real life, it would change the dynamics of your shot, but
But can we put in a longer
you
barrel?
could. I don't know if the text did that. It
They
is
did
possible to
not.
do that.
I'm saying, but add a longer barrel
Mhm.
and then have one
that
of
is
our
possible.
techs
The
look at it.
dynamics of gas guns, though, if you extend the inner barrel, you increase your FPS quite a bit.
I'm okay with that.
If
And
we
this
up
is
this
talking
up-
like a 300% increase potentially of the stock barrel to this.
If you're talking shooting 480.
I'm talking about shooting a high FPS.
Yeah.
It's not a linear increase, but
There's this thing called barrel creep. And it'll creep up on you like a
it'll
panther.
surprise you like a panther.
Like a panther. We should just call
And
this.
bite
the-
you with
we should
their
call
shark
this-
teeth.
We should call it the Black Panther.
The black panther.
I love so good with names.
Brainstorming
I
happening
know.
right here.
I'm
It's
so good with
amazing.
names.
I will say this: I like this one over Red Jacket made a custom Chris, and I like this over what they made, hands down.
I'm gonna agree with that statement because they put a really what's the word I'm looking for?
Ugly.
Shitty paint job on there, Chris, and it just looks not
Awful.
It's not crisp at all.
Ooh, it's not crisp. I like that.
What I did there.
This is something that I feel like if I had the right gear loadout,
Mhm.
I would look awesome. But I also don't know if I would rock this because I'm not a huge fan of gas blowback.
You like blowing back, huh?
I'm not a big fan
He's not a
of
fan
it.
of going back.
Well, you know, sometimes you got to get into a blowback situation, and I would definitely not feel this because I'm not a submachine kind of guy. I just never have been. I like
Yeah,
something a little more
100%.
meatier. I don't use it though.
No,
I just
you haven't.
own an MP7. There's a difference. It's like you own a lot of airsoft guns. You don't use them.
This is true. I have quite a few guns I've never fielded.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a cool custom gun made by our technicians. It's not priced or named yet, but I'm gonna second
my Black Panther.
your
thing.
Black Panther.
We will be selling the rail kits, so if you have a Chris already and you don't want to spend a whole bunch of money buying a whole nother one, you can definitely get the rail kit from us. We should be having these come in pretty soon.
Installation seems pretty straightforward too. So.
Yeah, it's just the 2 plates that are on the sides. You can see here.
Remove those, install this.
Yep.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Take off these, put on the new rail, put those screws back in, and lo and behold, you now have some additional rail space to put on those super uber cool Surefire lights.
Theoretically, you could take this and you could do a little Bob laser trifecta and go laser, laser, laser.
And even put one on top. You can have one up Bob on that.
I would never try to outdo Bob. I feel like that would be a competition that I would not want to enter into.
Considering the fact that Bob has an entire garage full of airsoft stuff,
That's my point exactly.
poor choices would be made.
But I feel like I would, if I could just get to that level and just attempt it. That's where I go. Oh, Jet, you can have my seat.
Nice.
Man.
SoCal traffic.
What?
So
Traffic? Yeah, I don't.
You act like there's a lot of people that live here or something.
Dude, I live really close to work, so I don't even really get on the
screw you,
freeway that much.
I think I'm even closer than you, which is
I know.
hard to do.
Which is pretty
It's
crazy.
very hard to do.
We found this, and we wanted to know how you felt about it.
This is pretty badass.
You wanna hold it?
Yeah. Well, yes. Can I hold it, please?
You can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just go ahead and pick it
Oh,
up. There you go.
oh I was
Now-
expecting this to be a lot heavier.
Now you're holding it.
No, it's actually pretty light for.
It's got a carbon fiber barrel extension, so it doesn't add a lot of weight to the front.
Scooter plot.
Yeah.
Is this metal?
It's a customized rail, for the Vector.
Aluminum.
Aluminium.
Aluminium.
As the Richard said. This. Yeah, I was expecting to pick this up. It's like, oh god.
Yeah, that carbon fiber definitely helps cut down on the weight.
We
of
should
the
scoot to the
front,
right a teeny bit so Jet can be in frame.
so. I tried to, and then you blocked me.
Whoever.
You denied my presence.
There we go.
There you go.
But what do you think?
This is pretty legit.
We're gonna sell the rail kits. You have,
I do
you
like
have a Vector, correct?
Yeah, I have a Vector.
You do?
Yeah. In fact, I
Gross.
think I saw a photo of this and I didn't think it was real, but it had a 203 on the bottom.
Oh,
And I
wow.
was like,
That's a bit
wow,
much.
that's
It does look like something you could put together in Gun Builder.
yeah.
I would agree with that.
What else? What else ridiculous thing could you put on this? Oh, you know what? You know what? Take this off and then put a grip pod. Yes. Makes
Like, it
no
wouldn't work the
sense
mag-
whatsoever.
You gotta get 20 round.
Exactly, it makes no sense.
I like it though. I see where you're going with this.
Or extend the barrel even further and you've got a sniper Chris.
a DMR, Chris.
Yes.
Yes.
Actually, if you just put in the inner barrel, that would fit in this. It would probably already shoot
Yeah,
levels
shoot
up there
super
anyway.
high. There you
Well,
go.
anyways, enough about this. This is pretty cool. Definitely look forward to seeing more information about this on our website as the days come and go. We will now talk about a really cool gun that's right in front of you that I think you saw when you came in or haven't seen yet, but now are noticing and or kind of like it.
The Stoner?
The
Yes.
Stoner.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Made by Ares.
I don't know what is different about this Stoner than the previous models because
It shoots a
It has
5.56.
a rail.
It always shot 5.56 though.
It has a rail.
It does have a rail.
Oh, did the other one not have a rail?
Yeah, the other ones don't have rails.
It's really short,
That
too,
makes
I feel
total
like.
sense.
Well, it's just
Because now this has a rail on it, and it's
Yeah.
it makes it cooler, right? Because you can't operate without a rail, right, Jet?
Well, not in these modern days. I mean, jeez, if you don't have a rail on your gun, it's like, the Stone Ages.
It's like one of those old school operators, like plugging the lines in, right?
yeah,
Molly webbing and the clips, yeah.
Malice.
Malice clips, oh god.
Hey man.
But yeah, it's the rail, because the other ones just have that hand guard,
Yeah.
and I don't think they have this rail either.
So
I might
I've
be
gotten
mistaken.
some modern updates on an old weapon because the LMG's been around for
This has
a
been
long
around since.
time.
This used to be
50s,
like,
right?
yeah, this used to be the support weapon of choice for Navy SEALs in Vietnam.
Vietnam. Gotcha. So it's an old gun. It's got a little bit of updating to it with the rails
No, I really
here
love this.
and here. Yeah, I think that's mostly for looks probably.
You have to get.
There you go.
All right,
Now
there,
you're
I can
figuring
see
it out.
it.
Yeah, that looks sexy right there. Yeah. But this is made by Ares, as you guys know. The Stoner LMG was the first gun in Airsoft to be officially licensed by Knights Armament. Pretty cool. And this is like the newest rendition of it.
Knights. They make some pretty nice stuff, if I recall correctly.
Knights is very, very well known and respected in the gun world. They make guns, they make accessories, they make handguards, they make lots of stuff.
I really wish they would give more licensing to more airsoft parts because the URX4 would be pretty legit.
That would be
Yeah.
pretty cool. They've
Or if
got
other companies could open up and
do licensing.
I mean, other companies can. They just need to make products that's up to, the Stoner standards or the Knight standards. Because, the Knight's Armament, those guys were heavily involved in the creation, I guess you could say, of this gun. They were checking off on stuff, making sure that it was good to go. It was a long process for Ares to get the licensing for this gun, and they did it. And Knights was actually very impressed with how it turned out. And Jet is very impressed with how it's operating.
Polar Star much?
Oh God.
Man. I feel like Polar Star plus any saw is
And any
the way to
any
go.
platform. You know what I saw this morning? I saw a Polar Star Nerf gun.
Yes, it's
That-
the one we have in there. It's the same one. We have the same one. It's not
Polar
Polar
Star.
Star, but we have the same gun.
Oh, okay.
That's
yeah,
already
yeah.
like a battery powered like automatic Nerf gun. And now it's,
Yeah,
like,
and then
on
they were
steroids.
just up the ante for all those 11-year-olds.
Man, a Polar Star Nerf gun. That sounds amazing.
Are there like speed holes? I don't think this is here. Like
Man, gotta go fast.
on the.
Yeah, that makes you go faster.
How can we drop weight? Quick hole, drill a bunch of holes right here.
That's a good way to
All
save
right, high
weight.
speed.
Probably saved a couple of grams right there.
Easy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There's that one Top Gear episode where they were doing a review of the new of the time NSX.
Yes.
And they were talking about, this car has been made lighter with the shift boot surround is now made out of a lighter material versus the
Instead
leather
of
that
what
it
it
was.
was?
Yeah, and he's
Oh
like,
my
you
gosh.
save like point something grams, and Jeremy Clarkson's like, I could have done that by wearing a lighter pair of socks.
Pretty
So,
much.
Does it come with this little small mag?
Everything you
And-
see is what it comes with.
Except for
Oh,
the
wow,
scope.
cool.
It even
Except for
has,
the
no
It doesn't
scope,
come
but
That's
it does
okay.
come with rail covers on the side.
Elcan.
So you can put.
Elcan isn't the greatest. Can we take the Elcan off? I just wanna see.
It fits the look, Jethro.
I know.
It does.
Trust me. I have an Elcan on my 240, and I'm always just like, this is the dumbest optic ever. But God, it looks so cool.
You're just like,
So operator.
Smudge
right
number 4 is
now.
moving. Smudge number 5 is taking cover.
No, yeah, I fired a 240 to a real one. You do not want your eye that close to your optic when you're shooting that thing.
You have to be this close to the Elcan. It's like if I lifted my face a millimeter right now, it would just be like, oh, it's gone.
That's funny. The Spectre DR is a pretty good sight, though. I wonder why.
There we
the other
go.
one's not like that. Iron sights all the way, man.
Wait, where's the rear iron sight?
It's probably Mark probably took it off to put that optic
Oh,
on there.
okay.
Mark's always taking stuff apart, man.
It's a machine gun. You don't need
Yeah.
sights.
Just in
It's just
general
made to
direction.
put lead that general direction.
Exactly.
That's how
It's
I
not a very
shoot.
precise tool.
That's how you shoot.
Yeah, that's how I shoot.
I've seen your shooting videos. It's pretty similar.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm usually
The
like
one on
this.
the back of the ATV, that one looks fun.
It was funny the other day. I was actually I'm going to bring that up.
Okay.
So, how much is this going to cost? I don't think we know, do we?
Probably not too much more than the other version.
So this fires 150 meters per second. It's pretty quick.
What is that in feet? No clue.
300.
But this is definitely a cool gun.
50 feet per second.
Can this thing like? Oh, you can take this off. There's a little set screw right there. Is that what that is? Yeah. Or
Yeah,
like-
of course.
Yeah, there's a set screw right there. Okay, cool. Because then you get that flat top, and then
Mm-hmm.
if you want to be super duper accurate, you can put your optic way up here,
You think people
as
will do
close to the muzzle as possible. There's someone out there that'll be like, I'm gonna make sure it's as close to the muzzle as possible. EOTech right here.
Dude,
Boom, 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 boom.
that? It's a little pricey.
it already has a rail on it. What are you talking about?
That's the one we're holding.
No, this is supposed to be a new product or something like that.
That
This is way lighter than
That's
the
the same gun.
249.
Look at
I
the
will
holes
say,
in the
I
back.
will say that like if you
It's the same gun.
That's the same gun.
Oh.
don't like a
I guess it's
249,
been out of stock for a little while. But now it's back in stock.
this is way
Okay, so the LM4, not the LM4, what am I talking about? The LMG is now available. It is $549.95. And like Jet was just about to say, it is one of the lighter support weapons on the
yeah,
market.
this is way lighter
Yeah.
than a saw.
Definitely.
The only thing that I would prefer over something like this, weight-wise, would probably be an RPK, because that's another support gun that's really light.
Yeah, but it's
It's not
I don't
the
know.
same.
There's this stigma that people have. It's like I want to be a Navy SEAL or I want to
Oh,
be
yeah, this is
all
definitely the way to
American.
go.
Like
where we-
RPK just screamed, "I'm a communist."
We live in America.
Butthole, America.
That's why.
Communists use RPKs? Yeah, you're probably right. But the cool thing about this is the real gun had a 10-round burst feature on it, which is a really unique feature.
What?
The real gun had a
10-round
10-round burst, yeah.
Actually, you could like let go of the gun with 10 rounds.
I don't know.
Like, all right, gun, automatically kill people. Boom, 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 boom. They're this way. Oh, let me get back on the gun.
But if you get like
You guys
a burst
hear me?
wizard or a smart MOSFET, you can actually throw that feature on there, and boom, you got a realistic.
Even for airsoft, I wouldn't want.
You have automatic.
Yeah, just pull the trigger 2 or 3 times and you're good to go. Just all right, yeah, we're moving forward, guys.
Oh man.
Just throw a Polar Star in there, you're good to roll.
I'll have my
One
gun
time-
watch this corner.
There was one time I was playing Airsoft with David, and he was borrowing one of Gene's guns, and something happened with the trigger switch, like shorted or something like that, and the gun was firing automatically on full auto. And the game was called, and David was still shooting. He was like, ceasefire, ceasefire. I can't. The gun's just shooting. I can't do anything about it.
It's just stuck in kill mode. Sorry.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it happens.
Let's see if we can refresh some of these conversations.
Jed, there's a couple of tactical gear pieces next to you. Let's transition to that.
All right, I'm
For a
gonna
little
set
while
this
before we talk about the Bob versus Tim versus Bob.
down here.
Let me see if there's. Yeah, we got a bunch of new Pantech stuff in, guys.
I think like the model of the stuff is the same of stuff that we've had.
Yes.
It's just available in new colors, right? Desert Digital.
Yeah, we got a bunch of Desert Digital stuff.
It actually looks kind of close to AOR1.
It's similar, but we can't call it AR1 because then all the guys that are really rocking AR1 they're gonna get mad. At us, so.
I know who's about to just jump my guns right now because I called this AOR1. Oh
Spencer?
no. No, well, Spencer and the rest of us. Yeah.
Population. So this is Desert Digital, not AR1 as Jethro has falsely claimed.
I don't know why I pulled that one. I meant to pull the
other one,
the RRB, but oh well.
Well, this would be.
No,
maybe
call me crazy, but those
maybe
type of
seal
pouches
kit.
kind of seem obsolete these days when you have such like high-tech pouches.
like a taco or a
the
blue
taco
force
pouch,
gear.
the blue force gear pouches. Like, who runs these type of pouches
There's still
nowadays?
I mean, there's still people that like them.
There's definitely still useful.
But even Blue Force makes an even cut down version of this.
Yeah.
They have their high helium whisper double stack.
exactly, and so it does save weight for sure.
Yeah.
Makes it a little more streamlined, but
It's like everything is geared towards weight savings now.
Yeah.
ICW Fast Mags are also a unique type of pouch out there that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, they all have their own little tiny flaws,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's still kind of. There's still. I mean, in terms of like, everyone's always about, oh, you got to reload as fast as possible. I mean, if you're really going for a fast reload, then
That's not the way to
probably.
go. Well, see, I have those
Yeah.
pouches on my rig and I haven't changed them out. But you know, I ready my mags before I play, and I close that flap on the inside of my mags, and so it acts like an open top mag when it's on the game, when I'm in the game.
Yeah.
But then I can close it off.
I will say, if you are just getting in, like if you're just starting out, pouches like this are probably the best for you, because I always see new
they're most
players.
affordable, too.
Yeah, they're the most affordable. I always see new players dropping stuff out of their pouches and like
their pants, magazines.
They're
That is
losing
hilarious.
gloves. How do you lose a glove on the field? You're wearing the thing.
I can imagine just like,
But-
I can't get something, I take my
Dude,
glove
one
off.
of the guys
Yeah.
at TvB5 asked me, like, Tim, what's the craziest thing you've seen on the airsoft field? I'm like, man, I can't even think of one right now. The craziest thing that comes to mind, though, is Jet's story about that kid losing his pants.
That
in
is the
Vegas.
funniest story for me too. Like whenever I hear you tell me that story, it's so
if
funny.
if I would have just had a camera, I mean, I could just.
For
I
the
would
people
have
that don't know what we're talking about, tell them.
Jet,
that.
please
Tell them the
explain.
story.
Okay,
Use
so
my Glock.
I'm on the field. I was just repping one day at Supply Depot,
Yeah.
and I'm watching, just people playing airsoft, and this kid just runs up to the gun battle, and he just goes bam, 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 empties his whole mag, and I don't know if he did it intentionally or unintentionally, but he drops his magazine out of his gun, and for whatever reason, simultaneously, his pants fall down. So, at the same time, imagine someone shooting, dropping their mag, and their pants just falling.
At
And
the same time as their magazine.
Oh, yeah, and he's like, oh, okay. So he's like trying to pick his pants up and pick up his mag. It just looks so ridiculous.
I could just
Like, I've never seen anything more redonkulous on the field.
oh my god!
Like, and one of the funny things too is he's like trying to back up, but his pants are at his ankles, so he's like trying to
He's
like
doing the waddle.
He's like
Doing the
waddling
waddle.
away.
Tactical waddle.
How does that
That is so funny.
I don't know.
So
just-
moral of the story is get
a belt.
Get a
duty
good
belt.
belt.
Seriously.
And
Actually, if you buy a pair of Condor pants at a Virginia store right now, you can get a free belt with it.
that's not
So
bad.
don't
It's
let
not a
that
bad
happen
belt
to you.
either.
Don't.
It's got a plastic buckle, so you can just go through airport security. You don't have to take your belt
Oh, really?
off. Yeah,
Oh, that's
it's
nice.
got a polymer
Oh
buckle.
no, you let everyone know my secret to traveling now. That's what I do.
I just
I
buy pants
have
that
a-
fit. I don't have to worry about the belt.
Well,
thing.
I usually just
Whatever.
go in a bikini and I don't really get stopped that much.
Oh yeah, 'cause you're not wearing any shoes.
No, because no one wants to stop you, Josh.
Hey, you don't
See
know
that guy?
right?
He's got nothing to hide. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
If you've got a bomb on you somewhere,
Wand
man,
him.
It's okay. Man, it's
Are we gonna go over this other stuff, or is this just kind of?
It's just kind of like we
Some
got a bunch.
mall-
We got a
We got a bunch of new
whole
pant
bunch
tags
of new
on
pants
it.
stuff.
The first 2 or 3 pages of our new product section is gonna be pant tag
Okay,
gear.
hold on. I'm always secretly judging medical supplies. Okay, let's see how
What
Pantag
do you know about medical
fit. Yeah,
supplies?
what do I know? I don't know anything. Let's see how Pantag
Let me see
messes
your
up.
DHE 14. All right, so tell us about these
I don't
medical
think it's, I
supplies.
don't think
Okay.
it's a medical one, is it?
No, it is.
Oh, is it?
It is. If a company is like, check out this medical
Oh, yeah.
pouch. Hang on, let me see
I thought it
if
was
this
a dump
is this is a good example of what is not a medical pouch.
Because it's a dump pouch.
Oh, is this a dump pouch?
That is a great
If you
example of
open this
what
up
not-
like it's a medic pouch, either something's wrong.
This is a great example of what a medic pouch does
Yeah,
not
see
look
this
like.
is not a medic pouch. This is a dump pouch. But anyway, okay, so all these little slots right here, they actually, I mean, obviously all of you aren't corpsmen or had to deal with first aid. I mean, maybe some of you are, but all these slots can fit different things. Like you could put a tourniquet right here and then a large abdominal bandage
Show
right
the camera.
here. Oh, whoops. So you can fit, once again, you can fit like a tourniquet right here, a large abdominal bandage. In these slots, you can fit airway, like a nasopharyngeal airway. In here, you can put more gauze. So the more partition,
So would you rate this as a good medical pouch or a poor one?
I would rate this one as an okay one.
Okay. Probably a little above average.
It's a little bit above average in the terms of it has a lot more slots that you can work with. The only thing that's keeping this from being like a good medic pouch is it's still MOLLE. Like nowadays you'll see, you know, like the LBT one, or I think it's the Condor one actually, that it's just the Velcro and you can physically take it off your body.
Okay.
Now, what a lot of people don't know is with these first aid kits is this is not for you to use on someone else. It's supposed to be someone uses your kit on you. And a lot of people kind of forget that.
So you're supposed to rig it on your back or something like that.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to need it for battle.
Right.
Hopefully.
Yeah, especially if you're playing airsoft battle.
Yeah.
I'm hit. Where are you hit? I think I got a splinter here.
It's weld for sure.
I need a Hello Kitty Band-Aid stat.
You should just run Hello Kitty Band-Aids and that'd be absolutely
You know what?
hilarious.
I'm
Just
going
ones like this
to
size.
now because everyone's always like, Jet, you're a corpsman, help this guy. I'm like, I don't want to work on anybody, but fine.
No,
Since you
just-
made me, everyone gets pink gauze and Hello Kitty Band-Aids.
Exactly.
all
No one will
around.
ever want to have you
Yeah.
to help them again. It's the perfect idea.
I mean, it happened
So
too.
who makes a really good? Okay, you mentioned Condor. Who else makes a good?
Honestly, just any of them that can detach from the person. So if this is like on you on this thing and you have it back here, if I could just grab it and just like unvelcro it off and then throw it down and start working on you.
Yeah, because presumably
Perfect.
if I'm injured, I'm on the ground. I might be laying on my back. We're just gonna be squashing.
Yeah.
My pouch, and you're not gonna be able to get to it.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Or it's off to your side and maybe your wound's on this side, so they have to roll you over and you don't have
Yeah,
access
I mean we have to roll you over anyway because we have to get all this stuff off you to do a full assessment, like
Check.
to make sure. Okay, so like let's say you got shot, you know, the bullet went in, but where did it come out? I gotta find where it came out and then make sure it's, you know,
Not still bouncing. around
not
your body.
not still in you.
Okay.
So this is okay. I mean, Airsoft does the job.
And hopefully you're not gonna be taking real bullet shots at.
If you are,
You're playing
you
the
might be
wrong
playing the
game.
wrong airsoft, or you're in Russia. Where?
Is that how they play hard air in Russia?
Oh,
Yeah, they play air hard. In Soviet Russia, airsoft is 7.62. And this is cool. I thought this was a utility pouch, and I was like, what is this?
That's not a
Oh,
bad system for the dump pouch. I actually kind of
You can just maul it right to your
You can
like
maul it
underneath
right
your
there,
arm or
and it doesn't
something.
take up a lot of space, and it's kind of a little bit more streamlined than my roly-poly pouch, and so
It seems a little bit more durable too, because like
yeah, definitely.
because of this backing right here. I keep holding it off camera. Because this backing right here, as opposed to just having it this material, which like
Yeah.
flaps around
Yeah,
everywhere.
so
and-
it stays shape. Easily.
Yeah.
Plus, it's got a drawstring cord, which is another cool thing too. So if you
Yeah.
do need to take off and book, you can just pull it real quick and
Yeah,
grab, you know.
that's
and
all.
get
That's
it.
always a convenient thing.
Oh man, it's never like even the first thing on my mind when I need to book. I just fuck my magazines.
Dude,
I'm
I,
outta here.
I swear, that's how I was at Lion Claw. Then I had people coming up to be like, "Oh, you dropped your mags back there," and I was just like, "Oh, I need to get it."
Gotta go get it.
See, this would be like a good auxiliary dump
Yeah.
pouch. Or honestly, again, thinking in the medical world, because I had one like this. I had my main dump pouch for like mags and stuff, and then I had a smaller one for medical supplies. So like as I would use stuff, I would just dump it in that
very clever.
in that
Hypodermic
reserve.
needles, you know, that kind of
Well,
stuff.
I mean,
right?
you laugh,
flopping
but
around my
sometimes
back.
it happened.
Yeah, I
like,
wouldn't
you'd be
doubt
like, oh, okay, put the needle back in this pouch. Hopefully, I don't stab myself later.
Dude.
So that's a pretty good question. What is the most painful thing that has ever happened to you on the field?
Getting shot.
Shot in the face without face pro, and now I just wear face protection all the time.
I can't recall an extreme. I mean, it's always when you're new and you're trying to get by without buying a whole lot of gear. It's always really painful to get shot in the knuckles before you buy
Oh,
gloves.
yeah.
I feel like everybody gets shot in the hands first, and they're like, "Oh, I need to get gloves." I'm not going through that again. But I avoided a very painful situation very early on in Airsoft. I was playing at a retail store that had a field attached to it. It's not in business anymore, but it was a really small field.
The zipper factory?
No.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But one of my friends was on the opposite team. He loaded up he just got his grenade launcher, his M203, and he loaded up with CO2 because he had CO2
I
shell.
already don't like where this is going.
But you know, CO2 is very highly pressurized, much higher than green gas, right? And so, and this field is not more than 15, maybe 25 feet wide. There's very thin corridors going around each side and then one in the middle. And then I am walking through the left side of the field, and I look right through a door opening, and I see Reno right there on the other side of the wall with his M203, and he's like, "Oh shit, oh shit." And then I just barely get by the door opening was in. I hear the thing pop behind me, and it's so loud because it's CO2, and the BB's just crashing on the wall right behind my head because he was like, he just fired it in whatever direction, and just like it must have been like 500 BBs. At least it sounded like it just smashed on the wall behind me. I was like, "Whoo! Dodged a bullet there." Or like 500.
Little did Tim know, it was like, oh man, super close, bro. Because he's new, so it's like, oh man, I barely got away.
Oh man.
I love those ones.
I'd say
You guys
definitely.
already talked about that.
This,
What is this?
This is my
It's just a
KWA
Oh,
Glock.
It's a good anyway?
Yeah.
What?
so this must be old then.
This is a very old
Super
KWA.
sterile.
Okay.
Yeah, no trades, none of that stuff. Just owns dry, dirty, good pistol, man. So
Wow. That's gnarly.
Nice.
it's very clean.
Now we all have Glocks on our desk.
We do. I have HK45 because, well, sometimes you have to be a man. So
That's my new gun.
HK45. You're gonna be in the club. Me and Bob just got some. They're freaking up.
Yeah, they're not bad. That's another gun I've had for a while I never used.
HK45.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good pistol. Bob was
What
pretty
I need
upset.
is
He didn't get
I
to
need
use
a
it.
holster. I need a holster for it. That's why I haven't used it
You're
actually.
gonna have to get a G code, man.
I know. Jesse, I'm hitting you up.
You're watching this, which I know that you aren't, but in the off chance that you are.
Possibly. Will be calling.
You know who is watching?
Who?
Who texted me because he was like, "Hurry up and get to the live show." Craig from
Yeah.
GamePod.
Nice.
All right, Craig, I'm here.
So let's take the rest of the time. I'm going to ask you guys some questions about TVB and any memorable moments that you guys want to kind of cover. But for the most part, I think a lot of people are just kind of curious, how did the game break down as far as the rounds go? Like, who ended up winning the overall thing?
Let's get the important details out of the way. First of all, I won.
Okay. The most important one of all, yes,
Yes.
the Timpire won. That is confirmed.
But it was a great game the whole day. I really had a good time.
You seem not
All right,
still on
so
the same page.
there were 4 games. Just getting Jet started off here. We
No,
had
'cause
4
I'm-
games total.
Sure. Yeah. No, go on.
Okay, what was the question?
Just how the game
breakdown,
went.
like how did the games
Okay.
end up going?
The first game was supposed to pick up right where TvB4 AAR left off. So I fled Virginia. I was on my plane on my way back to regroup with my guys. And since Antioch had a plane there, it was perfect. We started out in the airport. Although I have to admit, I thought the beginning of the game was going to be a little bit more cinematic, because we were supposed to, like, you know, get on the plane, get off the plane, and then just like filter out into.
It looked like everyone was just following you, like you were a rap star and like your entourage was just like, "Let's do this." Like,
well, I mean, we were all getting ready to go, and then the ref that was there, she was like, "Okay, you need to go over there now." I'm like, "Oh, just go over there?" And he's like, "Yeah, just go over there, and the game will start." And I was like, "Oh, okay, let's go over there, everybody." And so we were walking. We didn't clear anything. We were just walking, and like I said, it looked like my entourage was just following.
That's funny.
You look like Jay-Z. That's what it looked like. Just this massive entourage.
Just the Jay-Z of tactical gear.
Yeah,
there was a lot of people on the field, but I think that because we spread the forces out all over the place, it worked out pretty well.
Yeah, no, definitely. A lot of people were like, "Oh, it's going to be this Charlie Foxtrot," and I will say, okay, every game has its Charlie Foxtrot moments. It's just what you, as the game coordinator, game controller, does to mitigate that. And
I think we did a good job as we could have.
Yeah, just keeping everybody spread out everywhere and multiple objectives.
For those of you that weren't there, there were 250 people at this game, which probably would have normally been a lot for GamePod. However, what we did is we started like 40 guys from my team in one building, another 40 in another area, and another 20 and 20 in another area, and Bob's forces were all spread out too. So we never really had that no man's land middle of the field type of thing.
Yeah,
the forces were all over the place, and they were fighting in all different directions.
Yeah, and then so, even if there was a point where it was like, oh no, you know, these guys are just over here, bottlenecked or whatever, since GamePod is indoor, we have the capability to just put people, you know, wherever the heck we wanted to. So there was a point where all of your guys were fighting, and then I just dropped 20 dudes in the airport, and all your forces were like, scatter!
And so that's how we were kind of helped breaking up that no man's land in the middle. But game one was kind of surprising. It was my forces' duties to get some goods that were in the hotel building that we started out with all the way across the field to the bank. I needed to make a deposit in the bank. Now, you told me before the game that there would be a number or something on the boxes.
Yeah, there was supposed to be a number on the boxes.
The only number I saw was on a sticker that had 1, but I think it was like the price or something like that. So I was like, so I looked all around them.
$14.99. Jet, how do we get 99?
In fairness, I looked around the boxes and I was like, okay, well, there's only 1, so 1, 1, 1, 1, 1.
Okay, in our haste to get everything ready, we forgot the numbers. We almost forgot the luggage or the belonging stuff. Like, I went back to go get something. Or no, I checked. I forget. I did something, and I came back, and I was like, oh my gosh, these things are on the field. So if you were paying attention at the beginning of the game, you would have seen me with like 3 giant stacks of like Tupperware things running across the field with a bunch of other people right before the game started. But that was a good game for both sides. There was one thing that kind of messed it up, but that was just one of those miscommunication things that's always going to happen at a game. But for the most part, it was a good game. You guys won fair and square. In fact, it was funny how you guys accomplished that, because first your forces showed up and they were all just killing each other. Because they couldn't. Because no one was like, hey, who are you? It was just, oh my God, silhouettes. Waste them all. And I wish I would have caught it on film, but I recognized the guy. One guy from your team who started with you ran across this open street to what he thought was a bunch of enemy dudes. Like, he could have just been gunned down. But he braved fire from the office building, ran across the street, like, turned the corner and was like, please don't kill me. I think I'm on your team. Made contact with the team that was at the street in front of the airport. And that's what set that whole like mad dash with all the crates across the field. And it looked pretty cool from the tower.
I was glad they made it across, because the first like 15 minutes of the game we were just shooting, and I was like, did anybody grab the luggage? And I was looking around, I was like, nobody's got it. And so I'm searching myself throughout the hotel, and I see them all stacked there. I'm like, holy shit, these are still here? Like, I thought somebody grabbed these already. And so I actually did something kind of funny. Because there's no roofs on any of the buildings.
Yeah.
I pulled myself up, looked over, like, okay, there's nobody there. And so
Oh, every time, man.
I am thinking
If
of the
Bob
most
was here
creative
right now,
way.
Yeah, he would have been
The
mad.
funny thing was,
Loaded.
I threw one over, and someone was like, "Hey, you can't do that." I was like, "Hey, come here, take this around the swing." So I only got one. I only got one over the wall, but yeah,
There's a
you
way.
You gotta think outside the box, you know. And I was definitely trying to get those boxes outside.
Not outside the boxes and look over the roof.
Yeah, I mean, we did say there were notional roofs, but that was mainly for the grenade thing. No one
Yeah,
said.
just
I mean,
bombing.
technically, no one said you couldn't. You
Yeah.
couldn't look over. I mean, it was like Army birthday combat. You were like,
Yeah.
where does it say you can't
It's a fake
open
wall.
doors or
Yeah.
do other things with the doors? And you're like, I don't see anything. Block all the doors, Jet. Like,
Yeah,
all
so
right.
That's what I'm talking about. If it doesn't say you can't, then you can. But anyway, I got all the bins outside eventually, and I was like, okay, guys, we need to get this to the bank, all right? And then so I sent like a wave of guys that direction, and they all came back like 10 seconds later, like, oh, that was a bad idea. Well, keep pushing. And I guess that second or third push was the one that you saw, where the mad exodus of the boxes. made it all the
That
way
was
through.
crazy looking.
Yeah.
There's all these guys with like black and yellow Tupperware cases,
Just
like
going
scurrying
for it.
across the street, just
That's
like,
hilarious.
oh god, oh god, oh god.
Well, I'm glad they made it there, because they actually had guys set up in the bank in the beginning of the game, and I was afraid they weren't going to be able to hold it because they were right next to the
I didn't think they were gonna hold it either because Bob from I could hear radio chatter from both sides in the
Yeah.
tower.
Yeah.
So I could hear Bob screaming like, "Send everyone to the bank," and then I
Yeah.
could hear you a couple minutes later.
On
you
the
know,
radio?
yeah. So, well, I think it was you.
I didn't have a
I don't know.
radio the whole
Every
day, so
all
it
the
definitely wasn't
all
me.
the all the radio traffic I heard at that point was send everyone to the bank.
Oh,
and
so it's just gonna be.
yeah, but I mean, it. Bob's team, you guys got heart. I will say that because you guys just blindly charging through gunfire with Nerf axes. That takes some cojones. I mean, even in Airsoft, but you know, time and time again, they were just like, "For the rebellion!" No!
Well, the funny thing was, because I didn't have radio contact with anybody, because you know I just
Yeah, I found
shoot.
that out in game 3.
Yeah, I didn't have a radio the whole game. I thought you were going to give me one, but I never got one.
I thought so too. I guess we ran out
Yeah,
of radios.
I guess the refs had them, so I just got in contact with the ref and I was chatting. back and
Thank
forth.
God we were in an indoor field where we
Yeah.
didn't like. I could have just jumped off the tower.
And
Well,
found
not
me.
literally,
Yeah.
but yeah, just came off the tower and just found you, which I was seriously about to do
Mhm.
for game
Game
4.
Yeah.
4 when I was like, he needs to know about this
We'll talk about that
objective.
later. But in game 1, I didn't know what was going on, so I didn't know that my boxes had made it to the bank. All I knew was at a certain point, Bob's guys got into the hotel. That was like the building that was like our stronghold.
Mhm.
And I got into the building. I got shot. I was like, how did this happen? There's no way they're pushed up that far. So I thought we were losing the whole time. So I go back to respawn, and we're waiting for 30 guys to respawn. I'm like, hey, no matter what happens, we need to clear out that hotel and make sure there's no rebels in there at all.
How did the 30-man respawn go? Because I never got to ask you guys about
I think it
that.
went well because there was a referee at each of them, and the referees were in contact. Especially the game with the clinic where we brought it down to 20. They were constantly counting, boom, 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 boom. And then if there were people like on their way, they're like, okay, that's going to be 30 when they get there, and then boom, it's like a wave of people that. went
Okay,
at the
cool.
same
It
time.
looked cool from my perspective
Yeah.
because it just droves of people, and
Yeah.
then
It's
I
a
would
good-
see something like kind of like faltering, and there'd be guys like, "Oh, please send
Yeah.
back up," and then you would just see a wave of guys
Just
leave
come to
respawn.
support them.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
It was cool.
If there's a different way to do the respawns, because the only thing I'm thinking of is for the game where we had to collect all the stuff.
Mhm.
There's kind of not really an incentive for you to shoot people. You know what I mean? Because as soon as if you shoot too many guys, then you're gonna have a boatload of resistance. So you only want to shoot 29 guys. You know what I mean? So that the field's
Because we
clear.
can count that. I need everyone to confirm their kills. If you kill someone, call it in.
That's what I mean, though. I mean, logistically, like you don't want to shoot too many guys. 'Cause then
Yeah.
you're just gonna
All right,
release
let's cover
everyone.
game 2
Okay.
then, since now we're on game 2. So mission 2.
Mission 1, I won.
Yeah,
without
mission-
a doubt. I
yeah,
got
yeah.
all of my boxes to the correct building, and I was able to hold the building for the whole game. So I actually had 35 points at the end of that game.
Yeah, it
Bob
was.
had none.
No, I think it was like Yeah, it was pretty. It
35 to
was
0.
like 35 to 0.
Yeah.
So game 2, which
Rough.
I love the title of the game, is Pilot Error. So the bank is blown up by another Timpire
Man,
misfire airstrike.
Pilots
It's
really
a
suck.
Empire.
I don't know.
Back to school or something.
Stop hiring mercenaries, man.
They're getting their.
Wait, was that game 2 or game 3?
That was game 2.
Okay.
So game 2, and what it did was it blew everything sky high. So all of the money, explosives, all sorts of crazy objectives were just
So we had
scattered.
props that were actually like little gold bars.
Yeah.
We had
Oh,
like
nice.
cases, little things that said C4 on it. So
Yeah.
they
It was
were
like
pretty cool props
stack,
all over
like
the place.
stacks of money.
Yeah, like
you know?
Monopoly money type of stuff.
Stacks and stacks. Okay, anyway.
more
And then
on
also that put into play the 3 strategic points that you got. Like, I think you guys were just like, screw everything else, because from your side and Bob's side during the brief, I heard you say, I want that buggy, and Bob was like, we want that buggy and we want the clinic. So I know his was like, I think he was more leaning
that
towards the
wasn't
clinic.
Game 2 was not the
Yeah, it was.
the collect the stuff one.
Yeah, it was.
He was game control for the.
What are you thinking game 2 is, or mission 2?
I thought it was just. I thought it was to hold the. No, maybe you're right. What was game 3 then?
Game 3 was...
Guys, this was 3 days ago.
Hey man, that was a long drive to Antioch, alright?
Oh, that's true. You did drive up there.
See, game 3 was the collect stuff.
I want to say it was game 2 though,
You did
because
that after
Maybe we'll just have to confer with the footage from Ross to find out.
the other thing too is like I gave Ross all the paperwork and he's like, I need these points, and I was like, here, just take it all, like, so that way you can make more sense out of the video.
Oh, dude, game 2 was the one where A Street was a no-kill zone.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, okay. So
Yeah, that is the one, because you.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is, because you all started over here, and then you were all pushing. I put the clinic on the very far side in the middle for both of you to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the
No.
same. Yeah.
For the game where we had to collect all the stuff,
No, it wasn't. Game 3 was collecting stuff.
see. Booyah.
The internet.
Bobby
The
Taboo,
internet. Can't,
Tabsabia.
the internet can't be wrong. The internet
All
never
right.
lies.
So
It was a long
A
weekend.
Street was a no-kill zone. It was just our job to hold the key buildings.
Oh, okay.
Mission
So,
two,
I'm
mission
getting
two, get the
so
buggy in the
I'm
clinic.
getting them all.
Exactly.
Fine.
Get the
All right,
buggy
all
in the
right.
clinic. So as long as you held either one of those buildings, and the idea was we both had an equal chance to get there because we started on the same side of the field.
Yeah.
So A Street was a no-kill zone, except since I won game 1, I had forward forces in the bank, which is a little ahead of everybody else. But
They didn't really. Honestly, I watched them
They
from the
didn't
game
make it?
start.
Yeah.
It was like, all right, here's the guys in the bank. Here's your main force. It was like, game on. They just got left in the dust. I don't know what they were doing.
Well, the funny thing was, right at the start of that game, I was looking for my second general, Tom, who I wanted to be with the guys in the bank. I couldn't find him, so they didn't have any leadership.
that could be a big problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because for what I was gonna, I had 2 generals on my team, and I gave them strategic. Like, one of them, I told them get over to the clinic, and then I was gonna tell Tom from the bank, make your way to the gas station as fast as possible. Because if I held the gas station, I got the buggy on my team. But I couldn't find Tom at the beginning of the game.
Dude,
so.
I wish I would have left my camera facing down. I don't remember what street it is, but
D Street.
basically that street
Yeah.
right before the clinic and
Yeah.
stuff, dude, that looked crazy because I could see all your guys coming down the street, and I was like, all right, here we go. And then right at the same time where it was like your guys started to trickle into the street, I saw all of Bob's guys, and it was like, you know that scene in Black Hawk Down where they're
walking down the
where they're
street, yeah.
parallel.
Yeah.
Now think of that, but there's an open road and they see each other. Like, oh my god!
They're just running sideways.
Yeah, everyone was running like I was talking to Level Cap, because Level Cap was leading that charge too, and
Yeah.
Level Cap was like, "Yeah, man, we knew as soon as we like crossed into the street, like he said he was just running with his SIG, just shooting." I was like, "Oh my god!"
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So that was game 2.
Yeah, which you won too. I don't know how your guys got the gas station, quite honestly, because all the doors to the thing were facing
Bob's forces.
Bob's side. So I was like,
Well,
okay.
what I was doing, I realized that you couldn't really hold the gas station from the gas station because, like you said, it's too open.
It's pretty open. Yeah,
It's
I remember seeing it in
extremely
the
open.
videos.
I had guys in the bar room, which was
Okay.
across the
Covering
way,
across?
shooting diagonally.
All right,
Yeah,
you just
and
had
so
way better
That
fields
kinda
of
covered-
fire.
Yeah,
and-
they were able to cover the gas station enough to get in there, But Team Therapist launched a rocket right into the gas station from across the
Yeah,
field,
yeah.
cleared it out. So the timer had to start all over.
Wow.
Yeah,
I heard that. I heard that. They're like, all right, they got 10. Never mind, they just killed everyone. Stop the time. Stop the time.
Yeah, because I was wondering, because I thought I had 10 guys in there, and then I went actually to check somebody.
For the longest time, you had 9.
Yeah.
It was so funny. They're like, we count 9 right now.
Yeah.
And then me and Craig are up in the tower like, okay, it's been like 5 minutes. Did they get the 10 yet? And we call back to the ref. He's like, nope, they still got. Oh wait, he got shot. Like literally, one of them like the guy just jumped through the window. Never mind, he got killed.
Yeah.
So we are getting a little hard pressed for time. So let's move on to game 4 really quick. But on the end of game 3, did you secure the gas station?
By the end of the game, I did secure the gas station. I also secured the clinic for most of the game. Because I had such a dominating... Okay, this is what happened. I got the gas station, we got the buggy, and I just annihilated all of Bob's forces on one side with the buggy.
Yeah, that buggy
just killed people.
Yeah, like the buggy is so awesome that like I have a video that just went live 18 minutes ago.
On your channel?
Yeah, on my channel.
Okay,
so if
cool.
you want to see some TvB stuff and then a featurette on GamePod, head over to my channel.
Which is
Desert Fox Airsoft. There's a video that you can watch right now that's got a bunch of gameplay. But the buggy is so cool that I just decided, you know what? I'm just going to do a separate video on the buggy because this buggy is awesome.
The buggy has a thermal camera on it, so it can see into the dark.
It's,
so
it's Battlefield 3 on the Airsoft field.
Yeah.
Is what it is, man.
It's controlled with a joystick and everything.
Yeah.
But the buggy wipes out half of Bob's forces, and I'm controlling so much of the field. Jet deploys some of Bob's guys in the airport, which is right next to the clinic, hoping to release my stranglehold on it. I see the guys deploying, and obviously I can't shoot them. They're being escorted by refs. So instead of my guys getting shot from behind, I'm like, pull back, pull back, pull back. We're going to have to retake the airport. That happens. I actually do retake the airport.
I have no clue how 20 guys like that's the one thing that kind of like baffled me is like how do 20 guys lose a building that there's only one way in and one way out? Like they could have held out to like.
The staff have said that you can secure the airport with 4 guys if you do it right.
Yeah.
So they had 20 guys in there, and they still lost it.
Thunder bees and grenades.
I don't know.
Happens, you know.
I mean, I did see the push that cleared them all out. Like the buggy pulled up and then just cut loose, and then a bunch of guys just ran in there throwing grenades and shooting the place up.
Like, you got enough manpower, you can get in there. But I mean,
I mean, like one lone guy could have just ran to the back of the plane and
stayed there.
You know, and just been like, all right, anyone come through this
Let's
door.
do this.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I would have done. I would have just ran to the plane and been like,
straight counter.
come get me, guys.
One way, exactly.
Let's do this.
But I retook the airport. I retook the clinic, so it didn't really lose. I didn't lose control of it for very long. Team Therapist did kill the buggy once by shooting the driver in the face with a rocket. He was not too pleased about that.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
But nevertheless, the buggy did go down, so they got points for that. But ultimately, I got points for controlling the field.
Yeah, so you won that game too, and then
So I went to lunch. Lunch was fantastic.
4. Did you have some salmon?
I did not have salmon.
I did not. I didn't even have time. I barely had time to get food because I was trying to get everything ready for the next game, and then I had to tweak a bunch of stuff.
Because we were too far ahead.
Yeah, it was just way too far ahead. So I had to do a whole bunch of tweaking to the game, and then
Game 3 was the collecting all the stuff, and again we were supposed to have forward forces deployed everywhere.
Right.
But my forces got reduced from like 20 to like 5 in one building, and I've gotten strategic. I got a couple of them taken away too because I couldn't.
And then just because I wanted to see the reaction on your face, I gave Bob.
You gave Bob the buggy.
I gave Bob the buggy, and I was like, "You have the buggy for 10 minutes. That's it. Just a 10-minute window to just let it wreak as much havoc as you could." And I was like, "I'm gonna give. I'll put some C4 out in this motorcycle shop for Tim.
Yeah.
But yeah, good luck trying to get that.
There's no way I was gonna make it because my guys were deployed all the way on the other side of the field.
Yeah. So now, how shocked were you when you like?
I
Did
was
you
told
know?
I wasn't gonna have the buggy at all.
Oh, okay. Wait,
I
you
thought-
or they?
I was told that the buggy wasn't friendly to me at all.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I didn't know it was only for 10 minutes, so I thought it wasn't going to be friendly the whole game. So I had all my guys like duck for cover.
It's just cruising by.
Even after the 10-minute thing.
Dude,
they were just,
there
like,
was a
ducking for
point
cover.
where like the buggy like turned down a street, and your guys were like, "Oh, cool, the buggy."
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So then game 4 was what?
Game 4. Okay, since I had pretty much won the game by game 3 because Game 3 was the collecting of all the stuff. You got a point for all the stuff you got.
Right.
Bob's guys did collect more stuff than me, but not by much. And so even though they racked up a lot of points, I was still able to stay ahead because of the point differential.
Right.
Tim's guys found 11 objectives. Bob's guys found 12.
Yeah. So they beat me by one.
Not going to make up too much for that round.
Yeah.
So the point deficit by Game 3 was too great, and I had pretty much won the game by then. Or at least I had been told that the points would work out that way, no matter what happened. And so, again, Game 4, we reduced a lot of my forces on the field. It was Bob's turn to run this time. So Bob had to get from one point of the field to another to escape. Since he was the one losing at that time. And I think that we made it a little too easy because you took control of one of my buildings and just gave it to Bob. And it was a pretty key building for him to get out.
I figured your forces could... The way it was is they had a straight diagonal shot, but they had to hold it.
Yeah.
But you still had 2 forces on the side that could have just shot straight into everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it did take them a little bit because they had to use the buggy to move up. The buggy had to spray everybody in one of the apartment buildings, and they still had to throw grenades in, and there were still guys
The buggy can, I mean, the turret's raised up so it can see down into the buildings pretty easily.
It's on top of the buggy.
That's pretty funny then. So you just rolls up and just like, oh, hi. Laser beam of death.
It's pretty gnarly.
Yeah. To equate it to Battlefield, it's like on Sharkey Peninsula when only one team has the chopper. It's like that.
Yeah.
So, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go play Battlefield.
Well, for Game 4, Bob actually escaped.
Yes, Bob escapes, but then I threw in a wild card.
Well, the funny thing is, before he threw in the wild card, I was having kind of gun problems the whole day. I was going to use Mark's gun at the beginning of the day, but it was misfeeding like a mother. I could not use the gun because it wouldn't work with any magazines that I tried. So I went and got the GI gun with the Miracle Barrel in it, and that worked out for most of the day. But by the time Game 4 came around, I ran out of battery in the gun because I was doing so much killing. I was doing so much shooting.
I've known down so many guys, the battery went dead, bro.
My battery went dead. I did not have a spare battery, so I was actually in the ready room area, frantically putting Mark's gun back together because I'd taken all the accessories off, and I was like, okay, it's misfeeding, but at least it fires 1 out of 5 pupils, which is better than none. But as I was doing that, one of the refs was like, here, take my PTW. I was like, sweet. So I took all my mags out and started putting PTW mags in. And I get back on the field, and everyone's like, where's Tim? Where's Tim? Where's Tim? Jet had changed one of the objectives, or added an objective while I was gone. So I didn't even know what happened. So everybody was frantically looking for me. Like, Tim, here's the radio, here's Craig. And I was like, all right, Tim, there's a nuclear bomb on the field on top of a white car. You need to get that and bring it back to your respawn. It's worth 50 points. And I was like, I was just so mad because if Bob's forces had gotten that nuke, they would have won the whole game.
They would have won it by 16 points.
They would have won it, which would have completely negated all the hard work that my guys did in the beginning of the day. But the funny thing was, as I was listening to it on the radio, I was looking straight at the nuke. It was about 50 feet in front of me, and I was like, I dropped the walkie-talkie back in the ref's hand. I just told everybody around me, get the nuke, get the nuke, get the nuke. But Bob's forces had already had that information for about 5 minutes.
So they knew to already stage?
I guess Bob had the information for 5 minutes. I don't know what happened with his chain of command, but
I don't know. They knew about it for seriously a whole 5 minutes. Like that is a long time to know about something before someone else.
Luckily, it was in the middle of the field where it wasn't really accessible.
Right.
But still, I had no idea until 5 minutes after Bob was told about it. So I immediately put everyone in panic mode. I'm like, stop shooting, stop shooting, stop shooting. Go get the bomb. I told people to stop shooting. Can you believe that? It's ridiculous.
That's really against his motto. I mean,
the way I envision it is it's going to stalemate. Like no one was going to get it.
Yeah.
So I'm up in the tower, like, all right, it's set in motion. Good. Now we just sit back and just watch the mayhem ensue in this meat grinder. And then I see 4 guys running away with a nuke, and I'm like, well, that was really unexpected.
Because I sent everybody. I told guys, because there were guys shooting off the left to the right. They were picking people up. I was like, yeah, I'm killing them. I'm like, I don't care who you're killing. Go get the bomb. All I want is that bomb. And it was actually, I saw, because I was near the bomb for a little while, shooting across the field, shooting over the car that it was sitting on. And I see some guy, I think it was someone from Team Therapist, like slide a Thunderbee grenade from all the way across the field. It slid like 75 feet. It actually went underneath the car that the bomb was on, and as it was being slid toward me, I was like, "Oh, please blow up, please blow up, please blow up." And then it started getting closer. I'm like, "Oh, please be a dud, please be a dud, please be a dud." And it ended up sliding under the car, like 5 feet away from me, about 10 feet away from the guys that were nearest to the bomb. Blows up. I'm dead. All the guys around me are dead. I'm like, oh, great. Like, that was the greatest slide ever. Like, all the way across the field, under the car, just like right next to me. Kills everybody that I'm sure he intended to kill because they were near the bomb.
Yeah.
And so I go back to respawn. I'm sitting there. I'm like, dude, this is the longest, like, 30-man wait.
They're like, they're moving it right now. I know they're moving it.
Dude. And then I finally get back out on the field and I go another direction. I see the bomb rock run back past me. I was like, oh, we got it. I need to make sure I got this on camera. So I was actually chasing it with my head cam. That's probably the only head cam footage we have of that. But
cool.
That was the end of game 4.
Big props to your team. They pulled it off. Just a solid win.
Yeah.
So like even with the wild card, you know, I don't even know if I think they just saw it and they were just like, that's probably something important.
I was telling everybody,
Yeah.
it's like, there's a bomb on top of a white car. We need to go get it. I need 4 guys. 4 guys need to transport it. And so I just went around telling as many people as I could, and I didn't even know Bob had that information before me. He had a big head start on that.
I don't know. I'm not gonna speculate as to what was going on in the Rebel Force, but even Level Cap was like, yeah, I didn't even know that was an objective until like after they had already completed it.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point there was a breakdown in communication on the Rebel side.
So all in all, it sounds like you guys had a pretty fun time. What would you say was your most memorable experience from the event?
Well, that Thunder Beast sliding was definitely in my top 5 because I just couldn't believe that. It was such a perfect slide from all the way across the field. And that whole time you're just thinking to yourself, oh God, blow up before you get here. And then it reaches that point where it's getting too close. And it's like, oh, please don't blow up anymore. It's like, blow up. Don't blow up.
In my mind, I would have been like, move, run, but
it would have been. I was astonished at how accurate it was thrown too. So it's just kind of like, oh shit.
There were so many just awesome grenade throws from people. Like if you were gonna run a grenade cam for any game, that was the game.
That was the one.
Just strap your contour to your grenade and just let it fling, and you would have just seen it slide into like groups of guys that were just like, oh my God.
Bang.
Yeah.
And dude, Thunderbees are so loud in that field too. Like when Thunderbee goes off on the other end of the field, your ears are ringing like on the other side for sure.
Yeah, like.
So about you, Joe, what would you say is your most memorable?
Dude, that street crossing at the beginning of the
just seeing everybody running parallel.
Yeah, just seeing everyone running parallel to one another, just firing like in the control. Like you could tell no one was aiming because the control tower windshield was just getting pelted. And we're like 2 stories above everybody, so it's like, yeah, these guys aren't aiming.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I don't say my favorite moment was staying home playing Battlefield for Double XP weekend.
Oh,
it was amazing.
Double XP.
Yeah, it was Double XP the same weekend, so for Battlefield 3.
Damn, Jet, you missed out, man.
Dude, I'm already level 100.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the highest you can go?
50 million times over. Yeah.
It's not like you can prestige and do it again.
No, that would be really hard because that would mean you'd like reset everything. So that would suck. I wouldn't even want to play anymore. It's like, great, I have to unlock all the vehicle things again.
Those are the worst, dude. And getting reactive armor takes a little while for me. I guess I felt like it did. I haven't really played a lot of Battlefield Tank Masters lately.
I've been playing lately because my computer kind of crashed. But I lucked out and Level Cap was rebuilding one of his editing computers, and he's like, hey, I'll sell you this one and we'll put more stuff into it and whatnot. So this weekend I'm getting a really nice computer.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I have a scope for you.
Yes, I forgot the.
I know,
but
it's okay.
I found that again. If you can't wait for the GI footage, I do have footage from TvB.
Working on it right now.
Yeah. Oh, I bet you. Like I can't even wait. Like
stuff to go through.
I can't even wait. Yeah, I saw the teaser. The teaser was well done. Oh, also that brings up the good point. So Airsoft was in the news. The game was featured on News 10 up in Antioch.
News 10, yeah.
That's pretty awesome. I did watch that little interview, and the girls were like thoroughly misinformed about what it was. It was really funny to see. It just kind of made me realize how niche of a little market we are really in.
Yeah, it's getting bigger though. It's getting bigger.
It's good. It's good. Gotta start somewhere. So if you guys haven't seen the cool footage at Jet's channel, go check it out. It's live 18 minutes ago, so it should be already racking up some views. Our TV footage is coming out soon. Ross is working hard on it right now as we speak, but I believe that's going to do it for the end of our live show today, guys. So Definitely look forward to seeing some cool guns and stuff on the Fez books. If you're not already following us there, make sure you head over there and give us a like. Head over to Jet's page 2. He puts some pretty cool stuff up.
Yeah.
From time to time.
Yeah. Actually, let me give another shout out. So for all the, obviously there's video from myself. There will be video from Level Cap at some point. There's gonna be video. Awesome. The best footage is gonna come from GI because Ross and then the helmet cameras. If you want some awesome pictures, head over to Airsoft Obsessed on Facebook.
Dave's photos.
Dave Bax
so
is
good.
a wizard with photography. So again, go to Airsoft Obsessed or Facebook.com/Airsoft Obsessed with a dash.
Really good pictures.
And yeah, there's some awesome photos.
We've got a
That one
link
you
to
did a
some
level
of his
cap?
albums on our Facebook.
That
Yeah.
level cap picture is.
It looks best in black and white. I don't know why.
Yeah, it just looks so crisp.
Yeah.
But it definitely captures a lot of the feeling of that game because it was a darker game, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was pretty dark in there, so flashlights and stuff like that were definitely cool. But with that being said, guys, we're gonna head out, go home. So
Join us next time.
Join us next time, guys.
Next week at 4:30, same time, same place.
Batman.
Play it out.
Batman.